Well, sometimes karma comes in and gives you a swift kick right in the pants.
And this guy definitely deserved it.
Yes, he did. Fuzangling and salutations, my lovely little lunatics. It's me, your good old internet psychopath Insanity, here with my co-host Bob.
Hello.
And today on the ENSane Report, we're talking about the horrible, horrible incident that ended the life of a poor Trump supporter. And the subsequent wrath of karma that came for that horrible monster that took this man's life.
Got what he deserved.
Really, really did. You see, in Oregon, Portland, Oregon, of course, there are protests that are still going on.
Protest?
Well, violent riots. Potato, potato. And so, what ended up happening, there was early on that day, it was a little bit going on, seeing what's happening. And then what ended up happening was two Trump supporters of that are of Patriot Prayer, a right-wing group, as far as they claim, ended up, they're just walking. They're walking away. They're walking down the street. And then all of a sudden, you hear, "Hey, we got a Trumper here!" And then, bang, bang. And one of those men ended up dead. The horrible monster behind it all was Michael Reno. I don't know how to say his name, and I'm not going to justify trying to do anything about it. The man who died, however, his name was Aaron Danielson. And once again, a supporter of a Patriot Prayer group. So, this blows up everywhere. And now originally they were saying, like, the left was claiming that it was self-defense. Like, you see a puff of they say he had mace, and then he probably thought it was a gun, and so he pulled it down. Ah! Well, turns out video shows up. And pictures show up. That's not really what happened. Can I show those pictures and videos here? I'm not going to, just for the sheer fact of, if I get in trouble again, my channel's basically dead.
Bull.
Yeah, it is bull. But what ends up happening is, so Michael runs away. And then they claim it's the same thing the Rittenhouse did. I was like, well, no, not exactly.
Rittenhouse ran to the police. Michael ran away.
Yep, he ran away because he knew what he did was wrong. Well, no, he didn't, because, you see, Vice eventually got a hold of the man. Well, first 4chan did, they found out who he was, and then Vice went in to go and talk with him. Man linked to killing at a Portland protest says he acted in self-defense. I could have sat there and watched them kill a friend of mine of color, but I wasn't going to do that. So, he admits, he admits to killing the man, but claims it was self-defense. However, as is with the left, they seem to forget that video footage contradicts their idiocy. So, yeah, the man, pardon my language, the douchebag, ends up going on Vice and making this big puff piece, trying to make it all about him and how he's a good man. He blah, 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 blah. Well, what ends up happening? Where was it? Not that one. Okay, well, what ends up happening is the feds, luckily, find out where he is, and they go to collect him. There's then a firefight, and he dies. Anyone surprised?
No.
Now, there's a big thing saying that he was in his car, and they just opened up fire on him. I don't believe that at all, and not many people do, for that matter. But, see if I can find it. Whatever. What ends up happening, so that's the whole basis of this thing. they tried playing it off as a Rittenhouse situation, but it was an execution, pure and simple. That's what it was. He walked up, found his target, stalked them, and ended them. And then and he didn't feel remorse for his crimes because he ran away. He didn't pull a Rittenhouse and run to the police. He ran away. And then the leftist media tries to make a martyr out of him. Him talking about how there's going to be a civil war and I think this shot may start it off. And now that he's done that, they become a little bit more violent.
What was it? A man was run over by a car.
Yeah, no, he was run over by a truck, and now is, even if he ever comes out of it, it's just done. Now it's like, I highly doubt his life will be any better. But Michael Boy, he is the one who truly started the act of violence against the Trump supporters. There's been acts of violence, of course, against the police, but the Trump supporters is new. And that's the scary thing about all this. It's all about incremental steps. Just like EA and how they're trying to push the envelope further and further. And then you get Madden 2K21, and lowest rated game of all time. And the UFC 4 and the ads that they push in after all the reviews are out, so that no one knows about it. They're pushing the envelope. And now they've pushed the envelope to the point that actual violence is on the table now. For you could see as like, okay, they had their shields and they went around and would use paintballs and all that kind of stuff. Maybe when they shot in that car that one time and stuff like that. But now it's just straight up, if you're a Trump supporter and you're in this area, you better hope no one knows about it or you're probably dead. It's so sad.
And the worst part is the media just covers it up. What was it? They were trying to go and say how Trump said veterans were losers?
Yep, no, they tried to turn the media's attention, everyone's attention to that. And it worked for like a day. But that was about it. Because literally, the next day was the man who got run over by a BLM or Antifa individual. They so want to push that narrative because they know they can't control the rioters. And all it's doing is destroying them in the polls, as Don Lemon said. It's showing up in the polls. We have to denounce this now. Not before. Only after 3 months of violence do we stand up now and say, bad, the violence is bad. We still stand up for the people who are doing it and the diversity of tactics and how looting reparation and justified of looting. But it's sad, it really is. And now with all the mail-in voting issues, this is going to be one hell of an election.
Good thing we just got the 870, the Mossberg 500.
Yeah, good thing we got that. Anywho, be safe out there. Take care of yourselves. And in all honesty, if it means you're them, I think prison is better to the eternal slumber. Anywho, that's the end of this little video. If you like this video, then check the like button and subscribe for more insanity. And I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.